Coach, how important was it to finish on such a strong note on that long trip?
I don't know if it was, I mean, obviously it's always important to get a win, but to me it was more about consistency in our game and playing a defensive hard game.
You're looking forward to seeing the two young D-men go at it, or the coaches not even look at that, Jones and Murray?
I'm not comparing the two. But I'm excited to see Seth Jones. I've heard a lot about him, and I've seen highlights, but I haven't seen a full game of his. Heard a lot of good things. So whenever you hear those things and you see bits and pieces of somebody's game, I'm looking forward to watching him play. But I've seen enough of our guy to know what he does. But I don't think there's any type of Ryan Murray against Seth Jones tonight.
This team's Nashville's very different from the Nashville team you played in the last game and last season. What do you see is the difference with them, if you can put your finger on one thing?
Well, they're healthy. They got their guys in the lineup. The last game of the year, they probably half the team. I couldn't tell you their names. But it's the same identity. It's the same, it's Barry Trotz and the identity of the Nashville Predators and how they play. The captain leads the way, and they got lots of guys that do the right things. They don't cut corners. They make you earn everything that you're going to get in a game.
A team that you could put 25 shots on in the first period, like you did in the third period last time you faced them?
I'll tell you, it would be great if we could. That would be a nice start to the game. But that's not what I'm expecting tonight. I'm expecting them to come out and forecheck hard, check hard, play fast, and we got to be prepared to do the same thing.
Who will be your sixth D-man tonight?
Prouder's in.
Pair those two guys up, Savvy and Prouder?
Yeah, we'll keep the same way that we played the game in Toronto. Again, we're coming off a 6-0 win. We like the way that we played. We like the way that we defended. The way we played in front of our own net was much better. But again, this team is going to test you in that area because they go to the net hard and they're big. But we got to compete in that area. And Toots and Jack played well, and Ryan and Wiz have played well all season.
Trip was so up and down. You talked about consistency. Where, in your mind, to find it is the most important factor?
Our defensive zone play and how we check. We get a lot of questions from you guys about how we're going to create more offense and how we're going to score more goals. And to me, it's always about checking. You do a better job checking, you probably have the puck more. If you do a better job in your own zone, closing quickly and checking better there, you aren't spending as much time in your own zone. And it just leads to more offense. And I thought we were committed that way the last game.
Do you feel like Matt Calvert's still, I know he scored on his first shift. I mean, is this a case where the guy hasn't missed a beat, when you think of what he's done on this trip?
It's too early to tell right now with Matty where he's at. There's a lot of adrenaline in Vancouver and then his second game in Toronto. I think once we get 5, 6, 7 games in, when he, under his belt, then we'll get a true feel of where he's at.
But his game, has it been as impactful as you expected it to be with him coming back?
I think it's been impactful that he's, he provides more speed on the wing for us. And there's a tenacious player, around their net, a guy who he got underneath some of the Toronto players' skin, which is something that he can do. And I think by him kind of getting some emotion in the game, I think it created some emotion on our bench.
You coach the X's and O's, but in looking for the consistency, what mental aspect is there, and is that up to the players, or do you look for the right buttons to push with certain guys to get them there?
That's I think what you have to try to figure out with coaching is what does the team need, what does the player need. Some of it does have to come from the room, the consistency and being ready to go. Systems haven't changed, from last year to this year. There's a couple little tweaks here and there, but it's doing it right over and over and committing to that. And I think we did it right on Monday. I think we were committed. I think all the guys were. And now we got to repeat it. And to me, that's the question going into tonight's game.
How many do you expect to have some guys back in the lineup Friday that are missing today?
I don't know. I can't answer that. Derek McKenzie and Jared Bowl we're unsure of. Nikitin maybe, but it's the games are coming up too quick, based on foot injuries. Getting your foot in and skate. We won't know. We'll have a better idea tomorrow morning, probably once we get through practice. But we probably still won't know tomorrow. It's gonna be one of those things getting into day to day and game day type decisions.
Isn't it Keaton? Did he bruise his foot? I mean, was that a shot block that knocked him out?
Yeah. It was pucked. I think he had taken about 6 pucks in the same spot.